Hello, and welcome to my latest video. This is going to be the first in a series of waterfall pieces, but not just normal waterfalls, because, well, I couldn't really do them that great, I don't think. Well, I probably could, but anyway, as it's me, they're going to be rainbow waterfalls. I'd seen the inspiration for this was a random picture that I saw on social media of a waterfall with a rainbow filter on top of it. And I decided to, well, not exactly recreate it, I wanted to see if I could do something similar. So you can see me starting out now with my planning phase. I'm using a felt tip pen just to go in and do the outline of where I want things to go, so where I want the paint to fall down and where I want it to, the bottom of the waterfall to be, and then the aspect of it coming out so that it looks like you're stood in the water and the river of rainbow colour is coming towards you. The plan always is to have cliffs on the side, so I'm going to be coming in and embellishing afterward. And the digging sound that you could hear in the background was Red Sheeran, my dash hound, just making himself more comfortable while I'm doing the audio. So I'm just highlighting where I want the various bits of the paint to go when it's done, and where the 4 different bands of colour. So I'm doing the rainbow repeated, but the bands of colour so split into 2. So purple, blue, green, then some silver, then yellow, orange and red, then some silver again, then purple, blue, green, silver, yellow, orange and red. So I've got a bit of a barrier in between, and the silver will also give a bit more of a sheen and a luster to the piece. So it should, and it does actually in the end, work out just perfectly. So I'm just at this point looking at what I've got down on the canvas and visualizing how the piece is going to go, and I will leave you to music and the paint being poured and me starting the swipes. here you can see that I am coming in and using tissue paper to swipe over the white that I poured over the top. This is to get the spray effect that I was hoping I was going to get built in through having the white higher up on the piece. I do kind of get the spray effect, but it comes out a bit heavy. So I end up coming in, as you can see now, just with the palette knife that I've been using as a swiping tool. It mainly does create the motion that I want, the spray effect, and the idea that the water has hit the bottom of the waterfall and it's spraying up, being all kind of particly and however you would describe it. Yeah, so I'm going to leave you with a little bit more music while you see me going in and doing some more swipes for the spray effect. I just jumped back in so I could tell you what I'd done there and why I had done it. So this is the main bit almost complete. I'm just going in and fiddling around the edge, making sure that the paint drops are coming over. And we're going to do a quick cutscene to where I come in and start doing the rest of it. So it's now a day later. The piece has dried for about, well, I'll say a day later, it's probably maybe 1.5 days later. So it's dried around the edges. It's actually dried really quite well. So I'm coming in to do the sky with 2 different shades of blue, which is a trick that I have to get a sky blue that looks a bit more dynamic in range, having slightly darker and slightly lighter. So you kind of think there's some clouds in there, but I do come in a few moments and I will be doing the actual cloud out, the clouds themselves, which you will see in a few minutes. Well, in a few minutes, yeah, in a little bit. You're going to see how the clouds evolved, because I will cut to a bit where, yeah, they evolved over a few days. I didn't get those bits on camera. So the way that I do the clouds is I do the base layer, base colour, so the sky blue in this case, 2 different blues that are different to the blue of the waterfall, and then just come in with the blow dryer just to blow the white out, and you get that lovely, lovely, gorgeous, cloudy effect. So yeah, and I did the white near the top so that there's a bit more of a kind of looks like there's a bit of a spray. And now I'm coming in to do the cliffs. So I just literally poured the black paint. It's carbon black, basic black colour that I use for bases when I do embellishment work or when I just do more of an instinctual piece. So yeah, coming in, just doing brushwork to create the outline of the cliffs that I imagine are here. My vision for the cliffs is that they're either side of the waterfall, but it's a pathway that winds its way up the cliff for you. So it's more, not exactly a cliff, more of a hilly cliff thing, with grass. And you will see as I carry on painting that I do the base in black and then add in the white to create some grey, just to create the little pathways, and then I come in after that with the green paint, but that's all to come. So at this point I'm mixing the white in with the black, and you may hear a certain Celine Dion, the cat, the real Celine Dion, not the singer, meowing, because even though it's nowhere near her feeding time, she's decided that she has to tell me at this point that I should feed her, even though it's a good few hours off her dinner time. Regular meal times for her. She knows when it's there, but then she chooses to forget and play on my forgetful nature, because the number of times that she has managed to wrangle an extra meal out of me because I think I've forgotten to feed her, more than I care to admit. But sidetrack, getting back to the painting, so you can see I'm coming in with the pearl white in this case to do the paths. Where there's less paint involved, I will use either paint that's already in the cup, or I will come back in, well, yeah, or I will have the paint poured out on a palette just to the side of the piece. And yes, hello Celine, it is not time for you to be fed. I'm really hoping the meow comes off on the recording, because if not, I sound like a mental person. And yeah, I'm just going to pause there, just so I can listen back to see, and then come in and change it. Why am I telling you this? Seriously. Yeah, the meow did come out, and I'm leaving it in, even though I do sound like a crazy person. So here I'm going in with the white paint to demark the a little bit of at the bottom there, just to demark a little bit between the bottom of the cliff and the rest of it. I'm really just going in to create the highlights that I want on here with the white, and I think that's silver. I think I'm doing silver at this point. I think I've gone past the pearl white. This is the same night, by the way, that I did the sky, so the it's not 100% dry, so some of the blue and white does get just gone over with the black, but that's fine. It works out really quite nicely, and I'm coming in now with Veridian green, which is a darker green to be the base of the cliff, so it looks like, you know, you've got the cliff, you've got a little grassy area before you get the rainbow river in our fantasy world that this is doing, and Veridian green coming in over the white so that it's highlighted and a bit lighter. And yeah, but the thing is, I'm impatient, so I hadn't let the black dry properly, and that was kind of half intentional, half not. I thought it would have dried a bit more by this time. So the black is darkening things a little bit, so I will correct that in a few moments. And I've gone for a non-symmetrical set of cliffs. Well, but I couldn't do a symmetrical set of cliffs if I tried. So I'm just giving in to my dyspraxia in not being able to do that. And I actually like the design that I get, even though to you it would all look really awfully upside down. But to me, it looks about right. Thinking about it, I really should have flipped, well, done this, show it so it showed in a different way. Oh well. Coming in with the lighter green there, the yellow green, which was part of the set of colours that were used on the main piece. However, the yellow-green did mix in with the blue quite successfully, so came out quite a bit darker in a few places. So I didn't mind using it on this part because it wasn't going to distract from the main focus of the piece, which should be the waterfall itself. So I'm just coming in with the lighter green and yeah, just creating the details that I want. That Celine doesn't think are any good apparently because she just came back in. Celine, go on. I will see to you in a minute. Thank you. I think that's actually her asking to be let out in the garden. But it's raining out, so she really won't appreciate it if I do let her out. This is half the fun of doing the doing embellishments. It's adding the details in around what you've already created with the acrylic pour, and you create something that's actually pretty damn gorgeous, which I hope you will all agree. And here I'm coming in once again to highlight the waterfall by adding in some extra white lines using a very fine brush, and the white paint I'm going to end up going all the way up each side of the cliff and a little bit along the top, just to give some extra definition and to make the waterfall stand out itself. So it's kind of the white is kind of the spray of the paint at the sides of the waterfall. And I just adjusted the don't adjust your televisions. I adjusted the light so that I could see more clearly along the top what I was doing. And I'm just about to come in with the final addition, which is the island in the middle of the Rainbow River that makes the, in my head at least, makes the split, the double rainbow, make sense. And yeah, after that, just going in, making sure the composition looks how I want. And that is almost it for the video footage that I've got. I will be coming in a few minutes with the still shots of the other stages of development of the piece. I thought rainbow colours would work. They didn't. Thought pearl white would work for the clouds. Didn't. So ended up with this gorgeousness with the white on top. So thank you for watching another one of my videos. Please like, subscribe, follow me on social media, and join me next time for the next Rainbow Waterfall piece.